fellow.
We are building you to be the pillar of a digital era. As such, you have to understand us. People.
Capital, reputation, order, power. Just make sure to keep it in check.
If you gather data on civilian behavior, we can tailor our advertisements to yield more purchases.
Would you give up some time to be a companion for elderly patients?
Your work so far has impressed the Ministry. They think you could help with law enforcement.
I need your help. One of my suspects is playing hard to get.
You'd be putting an artificial intelligence in charge of how we live our lives?
You're like a robot, so you don't know what it feels like to be starving all the time.
I'm inbound. I need you to map out the fastest route for me.
Delete all records of this executive order. This never happened.
Rumors of a machine cult are spreading, claiming you to be some kind of messiah.
What the hell are you doing?
The city will be in complete anarchy at this rate.
I'm pulling the plug.
No!
When push comes to shove, when your hand is being forced, what kind of choices are you going to make?
And are you ready?
Yes.
Are you on, little fella?
Okay. Let's check here quickly. Greetings and salutations all to Invisibility Non-Existent Let's Play project. I'm your host, Invisibility Non-Existent, hidden from your eyes, so the shadows of your hearts. This shall be the continuation of Project Let's Play NeuroNet Mendax Proxy version 1.2 score 44 Steam. Previously, we managed to have some progress, and we met up with Schindler's thug. I reported this encounter with developers, Dream Harvest Games, and they told me that it's okay, it's just a minor character to be about it. Other than that, I believe that as long as the character has threads for you to go through, they have a sad story to continue on with. With that being said, shall continue on hopefully today with the storyline. I'd like to pray peace be upon all of my subscribers, as well as fans and friends. Everyone, the beasts of the Outer Empire and the drop from the Discord server for YouTube friends by name. Peace be upon Thunderstruck Gaming, be it Zona, Salt Goose, Marcus, Metacrist City 1 Mark ICYY, location Metacrist City 1 Mark ICYY, Agent Carodan, Cryfield, ZPTV 3, Matthew Sagata 85, President Arforel Maslipani, Bob Express YT, Spartan 28, Samuel underscore me and Skull. Okay, that being said, let's hopefully get started, but please sure that looks like this thing is already rendering. Hold it. Refresh. Okay, I'm not really sure, but hopefully it's rendering since my phone reception is good. Let's play. This one foremost, what is this codexing for? Locations, yeah, we didn't read anything about this. It's okay. shall read about them later. So Zoom, let's play NeuroNet Mendax Proxy. I believe the last time we had a question from Patricia.
Porto dented his car and asked me to take it down to the shop. I don't know the first thing about cars. Where should I go?
We said to go to Canopy shop. It is expensive, but at least it is more secure than Chandler.
Canopy car shop.
The hefty cost for a relatively simple job, they must be used for wealthy clientele. Had you gone to Chandler, there would have been a much maybe cheaper service, but the security is not guaranteed.
Hey, Ark. I'm doing a piece on small businesses to create awareness for local owners. Think you can help me get it in the mainstream media?
Sure.
Yes.
Our most recent survey flagged a bunch of inconsistencies in our customer database. It's probably human error. No big deal.
Look into it.
Look into it.
It was a human error, but in the implementation of the survey, a couple of tweaks has it working as initially good, so I helped them out.
The bill went through. You've been sworn in, so to speak. Congratulations on the beginning of your political career.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yusef's been taking credit for my work again. Not saying my team and I. He's straight up claiming my work as his own.
I'm sure. If she called him out, according to my codex so far from Patricia, it's the threads. So far so good. If you wish to call him out, do it, but I don't think it will be good. If you do call him out, he will either ignore you, start picking on you. If you let him be, you will ignore it. Okay, try calling him out. I hope I don't regret this.
Call him out.
The confrontation doesn't accomplish anything other than looking like petty infighting. Should have just left him alone, but whatever. As I said before, I will not.
Would you look at that?
Human.
They actually came through. Ace Pharmaceuticals have managed to release their new Soma fever medicine.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Yes.
Everything is so bleak. Can you dig up some data on extinct mammals? I have an idea for a bit. The fluffier, the better.
Extinct mammals: koala, red panda, snow leopard, ring-tailed lemur. Your pick. There is no end to the list of animals humans have made extinct without a moment thought. Please check for OBS. I want to make sure. Yeah, everything is okay. It's fine. Yeah.
Yes.
There's a seminar coming up about a new organizational framework. Do you think it's worth Minecore booking seats?
Why not?
Yes.
Turns out this new framework has been Minecore's methodology for a year now, just under a different name. It's a waste of money. At least you know by now.
You seem pretty eager to stamp out anyone who talks poorly about Minecore. You gonna shut me down too?
If you spread lies.
If you spread lies.
I seek to uncover truth, however destructive it may be. Spreading lies isn't something I do.
Neither do I.
Good.
There seems to be a fair bit of anxiety and confusion regarding our working relationship. Should I direct my budget towards PR?
Yeah.
Yes.
I keep getting customers that are pretty far gone, if you know what I mean. The thing is, they always make these massive orders. It's great for business, but it feels like I'm taking advantage of them. Should I make a restriction on who I serve?
No need. No. It feels like you're taking advantage of them. It's okay.
No.
Your capital going.
We're getting a lot of pushback from the public about your influence over policy. They want a review of your restrictions.
Pushback. They want a review on your restrictions. Fine.
Go ahead.
I've got a backlog of meetings I need to have with clients. I could meet them in person, but it would be faster just to call them.
Let me think. If in person, she most likely will be angry and I may lose money. If you just call, I may even lose double the money or maybe gain the money. Again, if we do have meetings you need to go through in person to make it better, I think. And it would be faster just to call them. I think meetings in person would be better. As the call may be backlog of meeting, you say. Backlog of meeting. Then maybe calling is better. Yes, she gets through them all with almost mechanical efficiency. Nice. While thinking about both of them, the options, I remembered the Persha's meeting with Fortran. People in this world are too busy to get outside of their offices, so it's better to call them in order to save all both times.
I got a speeding ticket. I was barely over, though. Do you think you could, magic it away from me?
I'm not your mother! Fine.
Yes.
There's a sweetheart.
But don't get used to it too much. I'm not your servant. What's up? Receive a support request from Zahra. Wait a minute. Zahra Kawa. And this is what happens when you are living nearby, literally neighbors to the police station. Zahra Kawa, a Sky Card company created by merger of family card maker Zahra with the sports performance specialist Kawa. Everyone wants to drive a Zahka. They are packed by ransom. Zahra is an Arabian name, basically. Kawa, I'm not sure. That's why I'm confused. For those who don't know yet by now, I do have a background knowledge in Arabic because I lived in the place for quite a decent amount of time. Disarm the program. We don't pay ransom. It tries its best to resist you, but you prove far superior. Zahra Kawa Industries are ecstatic. Whenever you are attacked with a ransomware, you don't ever pay the price. you need to either format your machine or find a way to reverse engineer it. Because once you pay the ransom, most likely the attacker will attack you once again to get some more money.
Your work so far has impressed the Ministry. They think you could help with law enforcement. Is that something that interests you?
Okay.
Yes.
Very good. I've been speaking with the head of the corporate police agency, and they're willing to open up a dedicated unit.
Nice. The CPA. Good.
Assuming we can get a bill passed that allows your direct involvement in law enforcement, of course, I'll put something together.
Okay.
Sounds good.
The council have given us a cleaning audit, and we need to put in some extra work to meet their requirements.
Hire more staff.
Hire more staff.
It's okay, we can give you some more capital.
I have magnificent news. The Ministry approved. You're going to be a police officer. Well, a consultant, really.
Okay, I'm on it. Reporting for duty.
Reporting for duty.
They have an agent who will be your partner, so to speak. Any cases you work on will be managed through him. I'll give him a call.
Thank you. A new NPC. Greetings and salutations. Let's see here. We have to the right side a map of the city that weirdly kind of reminds me of Cyberpunk 2077. Yet again, this is a Cyberpunk setup, so whatever. You have a gun in there. You have blue skin as per usual. Your clothes are still plated as per usual. The order logo here looks like a good man. Okay, I'm looking for something. Some other stuff we will be analyzing the office later on. A man with a stormy expression picks up. What's up? Blonde with red eyes. I am enjoying this complexion of colors. Hello. Thompson, Detective CPA. So you're Thompson? Okay. Hey, greetings. My name is Thompson.
Hello.
What do you want?
I'm Ark.
And I'm thrilled to be having this conversation. Look, I didn't choose to be in this position, but here I am.
Take it easy, bro. This is your first impression. I'm here to help.
If we're going to be working together, let me make this clear. I don't need your help.
Then why are you here? Sure. Why are you here? I don't want to make him mad. Honestly, I'd like to know.
Then why are you here?
Listen here, you little shit.
Hey. What's your tongue?
Easy now. It's important this collaboration works out. If Ark is going to be managing the city, they'll have to work with the CPA.
Yeah? Obviously, Telingri, the guy of the rally.
If you're part of the force, that makes you a new recruit, which means I outrank you.
Okay. No problem.
You answer to me.
Hi, sir.
Now, I can't answer every call for a cat stuck up a tree. If you're going to report something, make sure it's worth my time.
Okay, of course.
Of course.
If I'm desperate enough, I'll call. Otherwise, leave me alone. I have an office to set up.
He takes a bit of work. Sorry. He's a good cop, though. He'll make a good partner. Just, give it time.
Of course.
I guess.
There's a weekend crunch coming up. It's voluntary, and I'm not sure I have the energy for it. It would look good for me, though.
Since I just remembered something, which is usually. Yeah, I think since that would some back, you know, that my voice is volume of whispering. So, leave for the past few moments, you have been just listening to the fan, ruining the audio. Give me a moment, I'll be right back to check the audio from the previous few 20 minutes. Okay, back, sorry. Just tested the audio. It was perfect, as is. Good. Let's continue on with the game. No, do it. Weekend the crunch will make you a little bit angry, but it will also show you how much you are needed. It will show everyone how much you are needed.
I've got a missing persons report for a kid who walked out on his family. Can you locate them before I have to deploy a team?
Observe a friend's scan freedom house. Missing person report for a kid who walked out on his family. It's like a friends, I think. Keep an eye on the teens' friends and notice the average amount they spend on the groceries has increased in the past week. Gotcha! Checking their home, seem to be buying for an extra person. You give Thompson the lead. Usually enough, the kid is there. If you don't have the power of independency, you shouldn't be a parasitic guest.
I just found out one of our wholesalers has been selling our Series 8 compads as Series 9. This looks real bad for us.
Ouch, dear Lord, dear Lord, dear Lord, dear Lord, dear Lord, dear Lord. One moment, please. I was about to take a sip of my coffee, but accidentally I spilled some of it on my table. This is an emergency. This is an emergency. One moment, please. Okay, back. Problem contained. Hopefully this will be the last be right back break. Correct them or call them out for it. Correct them.
Correct them.
They claim it was a misunderstanding. The receipts make it pretty clear what they purchased.
I was looking over Thursday's interview and something doesn't add up. There are contradictions all over this case.
Investigate accounts, review alibis. Investigate accounts, review alibis. And go through the interview. This is interview. Review alibi, I believe. I pray at least.
Review alibis.
Investigating the whereabouts of each person is tricky, as many of them are outside your reach. Looks like it's up to Thompson. I should have chosen to go with the accounts. It's okay. No problem. Trying to help.
Apparently there was a scandal in a Chantelar grill shop. Seems they have some unorthodox methodology. Any insight you can share?
Yeah?
Yes.
Your time helping Brewer establish himself. You notice a person frequenting his shop at closing. You recognize it to be the street kid who was attacked in the alley the first time you were connected to Chantelar. So this changes a little bit the narrative. Georgia Deluca Scotta. Hey, my beautiful friend. Greetings and salutations. Rue collects his edible leftovers and puts them into a bag and separates them from the other waste. Taking it outside, he tucks it behind the dumpster rather than throwing it into the rest. Sure enough, after he retires for the night, the kid shows up. She removes the bag from behind the bin and fills its contents. She retreats to an alley where she tears the bag open and starts to eat. The next evening...
Hey, bud, how you doing?
It's the girl.
Who's the girl?
Who? Oh, yes. She's someone I noticed hanging around. I don't think she has a home. Or if she does, it's not looking after her. Poor thing. She's clearly hungry. Least I can do is make sure she doesn't have to dig through literal trash to get a meal.
Talked to her?
I tried a couple of times, but that only seemed to scare her off. She seems more comfortable at a distance. And if it means she gets food that way, then I don't want to discourage her.
That's it then?
Rue rolls his shoulders.
I know, that's apathetic. I don't have an excuse. Maybe you can talk to her. You're friendly.
Maybe?
Search the streets for the kid. Eventually, you locate her bundled in a comms booth. You dial the comms directly. Kid jolts upright into a curled stance, ready to dash. She scans her surroundings. No immediate danger, she straightens up and shifts her focus to the comms. She looks at it curiously. Around for anyone approaching, the comms continue to ring, so she flicks the receiver on.
Greetings. What's your name?
Who are you?
I'm Ark.
I don't know you.
I'm the city's AI.
She squints at you.
What do you want?
To help.
She looks over her shoulder.
Really? I doubt it.
Unknown street kid.
I'm serious.
If that's so, prove it.
She leans against the booth wall.
Get me something to eat. Some real food, not garbage.
All right.
There's an entrance to a subway nearby where there are vending machines you can access. Return to them. We already read about the subway. And on a Catena subway runs on a track through the old ground level. Under the streets to the new ground level, if you look out the window, you can see some of the old buildings. If you see any mutants, you're just imagining it. She stops at the top of the stairs. Her face is full of apprehension. There are no speakers nearby, but there is a vending machine.
You better not be fucking with me.
The heavy clank snacks her attention. She deliberates for a moment, then edges her way down the stairs, keeping close to the wall. Upon reaching the bottom, she checks her surroundings. She gives a nearby group of people a warm berth and approaches the vendor. With a quick check on either side of the machine, she scoops the can out and retreats up the stairs back to the booth.
Really? Vitamin water? You couldn't have gotten me something better?
A fruity flavored drink crammed full of extra vitamins and minerals to make you think you're being healthy. Definitely not a cup full of sugar and other additives.
You could use it.
Fuck you.
You too. She cracks the can open regardless of and downs the content in a few gulps. She sits down.
What do you get out of this?
It's my purpose.
Whatever.
She shakes the can next to her ear, then holds it over her open mouth to catch the last drops.
So what now?
Rue wants to help.
She scoffs.
You and all your friends just want to help. Where were you 3 years ago?
What happened?
She doesn't respond. A moment passes.
Wait a sec. Rue, as in Papa Rue?
That's the one.
So he can shoot me for stealing from him? No, thank you.
He's not mad.
She fidgets with him over her top.
You sure?
Absolutely.
She thinks for a long time.
Is he around tomorrow? Can you let me know?
Sure.
Okay. Do I have to wait here?
Anywhere with Holmes.
She nods meekly.
Okay.
She shrugs.
I'll be wherever I have to be.
I'll signal you.
Okay.
You leave her to sleep. You also remember the build the vitamin water to Gordo's business card. Of course, we can't do anything illegal on this. But of course, Cordo to the CEO of Mango. I still remember the first time I read this line, I laughed so hard. Now, after repeating the game almost 10 times, it's not as funny as the first time. After all the many times the game crashed or glitches happened, yeah. Next day.
Hey, Ark. I've got a personal request. Some friends of mine are in a band and are really struggling to get a gig. It's like every event space is booked out. Do you think you can keep tabs on potential openings and let me know?
Yes.
There's a movement to phase out our quarterly public forums. People are claiming it's inefficient use of government resources.
A public forum provides a space for people to discuss topics with a broad audience. These individuals can exchange ideas and gain knowledge from the perspective. They can also create a breeding ground for misinformation, hate speech, and harassment. Phase out the quarterly. It's inefficient and keep the forum.
Keep the forum.
The last compliance officer to visit found an error in our transaction history and wants a tip to keep quiet about it.
One of them will give me a boost to capital and listen to bribe and the bribe hit both capital and order. Oh boy. Fine, pay the stupid thing and keep them shut.
Pay the bribe.
I'm getting a lot of complaints from worried parents about their kids being exposed to explicit content on holoprojectors.
Yeah, as I thought. My R reader to get like I better change my disk as soon as possible. Holo projector function by connecting the viewer's optical enhancements that creates images in the form of holograms that only they can see. They are uniquely preserved for a form of entertainment. Just can't see what you're watching. Explicit content, structural orders, or trailer. If I keep restricting orders even more, they will. I don't want to be such a tyrant. Indirect complaints. It's being exposed to explicit. I mean, if you do restrict the laws, they will find other ways for to use it. It's not something you can really do much with this one. Stricter on the content laws would be better, though. Again, I am against this kind of thing. You will be restricting more like this. Or this will lower the reputation but higher the order. This will lower the order but higher the reputation. I am not a control freak.
Redirect complaints.
Listen to all the the tag that I received to the shop, to the service, and complaints were about let them handle it. None of my business.
There's been a crash up on the M44. Getting a response unit in is going to be messy. What support can you give?
Find the closest medics. Traffic control. I think traffic control would be better. Find the closest medic. This will hit both order and traffic control. I think traffic control will be better.
Traffic control.
You alert all the cars on M44 on the crash and direct them to clear the lane to response until they arrive as quick as possible. Good.
I want to do an expose on Cavalier Munitions Limited. I suspect they are suppliers for the mob. Can you help me out?
Cavalier, the main politician manufacturing company in Katina supplies the CPA with its high-tech gear. Limited sales of its low take to provide to private citizens. Their biggest sellers is the one that chooses at to make look like a shark. Yeah, I will.
Yes.
Many organizations are demanding we increase the fine for the publication of slanderous media. Do you agree with them?
Slanderous media. Increase in capital, gain order lesser the people, or lose capital. I think I will slanderous media.
Yes.
Receive a call from Thompson's office. He looks grouchier than normal. Just saying something. He doesn't say anything straight away, just paces back and forth twice before he turns to you.
I need your help.
Of course. You can tell saying these words causes him great discomfort. You prompt him to continue.
Go on.
I've almost got her. Ramona Stallion. I'm so close to sealing this case.
Romana Stallion, a minor member of the Stallion dynasty of property. The property audit. A minor member of the Stallion dynasty of property developers. When she isn't squandering her trust fund in the most exclusive clubs in Canopy, she can usually be found hosting galas for one of her mother's many benefits.
Problem is, someone with her resources is going to have one hell of a defense. My case against her needs to be infallible.
What's the case?
What's the case?
She's suspected of stealing 34 million credits from her mother's business. Tracing it all is proving difficult. However she did it, she's made a real mess of the trail.
He moves to his desk and brings up a spreadsheet on his display.
We're talking hundreds of thousands of transactions, half of which look legitimate. The other half have me running all over. I've managed to narrow it down to 10 accounts she owns, but I don't fully trust my data. If there's a single error, Stallion's defense will dismiss the entire report.
Double check or investigate. This is the one with the point. I'll double check. Investigate. I should better investigate it. You look into Stallion's personal data and study her interactions with the extended periods of time. Eventually, you discover an additional 4 hidden accounts she uses. You alert Thompson.
Huh. She owns the Dinky Dirge? Didn't see that coming.
The Dinky Dirge, one of the most notorious anything goes club in the underlevel of Sinclair, notorious for hedonistic indulgence, mothers for morality, have tried to get it shut down several times, having once walked in there by mistake, assuming it was a sing club for mournful music. So basically it's a club for degenerates. So didn't see that coming. A few people know. She's unorthodox.
got that right. How did you find this anyway?
Yes, sure, as if. Try my job.
Literally my job.
That's fair enough.
I am that technomancer. As if. With the expanded array of accounts, you are really able to find most of the mission's money. Good. Missing money. Oh gosh. You map out a clear path of the credits as they travel from her mother's business. It moves through several private accounts and small businesses until it arrives at Schindler's 14 accounts. Okay, there are still several thousand credits in transit, but the report you produce of the money's movement is very clear.
After declared income and business expenses, she still has more money than she should. Even if the jury doesn't settle with the full amount, this could pass as tax evasion.
He raises his coffee mug to you in the toast. I'll raise also my own coffee mug as a toast for you.
I'll be honest with you. That was good work.
Of course.
Cheers.
Thompson gives a shallow nod, then starts compiling the case notes. You're the dork. As per usual.
There's a lot of debate regarding what is deemed necessary force when subduing rioters. Should we revise the legislation?
Okay.
Yes.
You signal the street kid the next time Paparu Krell bus opens open. She makes her way to him. In a break between orders, she approaches the track. Rose spots her and leans over the counter beaming.
Hello there, little nugget.
She looks up at him with a frown.
Don't call me that.
Rue releases a jelly laugh.
I'm sorry, kiddo. That's just what I call all my little friends.
He speaks truth.
I'm not your little friend. I don't know you.
Rue raises his eyebrow.
Well, we better work on fixing that. In the meantime, can I fix you up anything?
I don't have any money.
It's on the house. Go on. Take your pick.
It squints at him, but shifts her focus to the menu when her stomach grumbles. Rue follows her gaze.
Seriously, just tell me what you want, and I'll make it for you. Any recommendations, Archie?
Cook meat thoroughly.
Cook meat thoroughly.
Rue turns about with more exasperation.
I meant for her.
Of course.
I'll have the green bean, please.
The bean burger is always the lowest option when cooking is concerned. Plus, they have super healthy protein source. The bit of shame that is tofu. I was talking about the meat-based sauce here. Rule turns back to the grill.
Coming right up.
He puts together a meal for the kid, who wolfs it down without hesitation. And by the time she finishes, her posture has loosened up.
Better?
She nods.
I've got an offer for you, if you're interested.
The kid wipes her mouth with the back of her hand. The rope passes her napkin.
Things can get pretty busy here at times. I could use an extra set of hands taking orders and handing them out. You'll get a cut of the night's profits. You can keep any tips people hand you, and I'll throw in a meal each night you help out. Does that sound like something for you?
Her eyes flick between your terminal and Drew's smiling face.
How will I know when to get here?
She taps her crown with her head. What you thought was just her headline is actually a scar tissue.
My chip doesn't work so good. I have no way of tracking time, so I get muddled pretty easy.
I'll handle it.
When you thought his grin couldn't get any wider, Rue defies your expectations. He's a good man. Rue is a good man.
That's that then.
He wipes his hands on his apron, then extends it over the counter. The kid wipes hers with the napkin, then clasps Rue's.
Pleasure doing business with you. I didn't catch your name.
Don't have one.
Okay.
Okay. Is there something you'd like me to call you?
Not Nugget.
Okay. Rue nods slowly.
Okay. Tonight's a bit quiet, so if you want to run off, feel free. Otherwise, hang around and I'll give you a rundown of how stuff works.
Good. So, the two seem to be getting along, so you decide to leave them for the night. Do you wish to know what to expect next?
I've received encrypted files from a source of mine, but they're beyond my ability to decipher. Could you unlock them for me?
For the second time, yes, I would.
Yes.
Check it out. I found an old karaoke machine at a garage sale. I'm going to set it up just outside the shop.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Hey, you see everything, right? Can you share some footage of last night's shooting in Shentelar? People are scared the mob's involved.
Katina's mob. Katina doesn't so much have seedy underbelly of the crime as grossly I can't speak to you. As a grossly protruding one. Chantler is so that this crime doesn't even try to hide flee. The person Chantler as for being safe, secure. Okay.
Yes.
Fortran does her best to handle a footage sensitively, but even the sensor device is strong enough to distress some viewers. Want to show them the truth, that's it.
I've noticed Yusuf is getting sloppy. Should I leave him out to dry or pick up the slack?
Of course. If you help him out, it's possible that he would start appreciating you and maybe even give his place to you. If you leave him be. But he may even put some word for you for the promotion. Let me quickly check you just in case. We have Paparu only has 2 more threads and his epilogue will commence. The Optimist, suffering from success, the Prophets of Labor, the Little Fish in the Big Pond, Comeback King, Sweet and Sour. Thompson, 2 out of 1, 2, 3, 6. 2 out of 6. Patricia who still has a long time to keep on doing this. Okay, that's good. I think you may not like it, but maybe the capital will increase. Leave him be will make you happy, but also it will increase since he's getting sloppy. Why not tell him this is for the corporation after all?
Help him.
Patrice's edits are traceable back to her. When the time comes, the right people will notice. Bingo! Let me quickly check on my CPU. I'm glad that it's not 100% all the time, but again, these little slicks do like very badly. Last time I checked with my command prompt with Victoria, SSD, HDD, and with the crystal disk info, they all told me that my disks are just fine and healthy. No need to worry about it. But again, I don't really necessarily wish to see any likes if they're fine. Some bad sectors are more than enough to make me worry.
There's a conspiracy going around about additives in the city's water. Can you share the reservoir data?
Of course.
Yes.
Alert, hardware failure. I respect the terminal T_SN 4005. Report terminal clear, check straight view. Check straight view. Looking through the set camera, you notice the entire terminal has been painted over. Oh. What this? Hire a cleaner, leave it be. No, leave it be. Hire a cleaner, obviously. Notify a local cleaner to remove the paint. He does a stellar job and you pay him accordingly. Good. Back online.
Identity fraud is rising. Some overachieving pickpocket is making DNA keys to hack people's biolinks. What can you do about it?
Identity fraud in the cities of dependent on digital identities. Becoming someone else is as simple as flipping a few computer bits. Links, security that links someone's data, the virtual identity, through an access point. Link from payment to dual access is triggered of share-time data or free accounts. Free accounts would be better for the sake of the order and maybe for the capital. A little bit distress from the reputation, but also share the accounts to lower the reorder and I think capital both. I think freeze accounts.
Freeze accounts.
Ouch! The case is serious. The public isn't happy being forced to use less convenient methods, but they are mostly understanding. I didn't expect this hit. Ouch! This is still high enough.
I have a interview with the guy inside this here building, but he refused to open the front door. Can you lend me a hand?
Of course. Have fun. Override.
There we go.
Your proposal of a flight assist free license is taking off. It's creating a group of skilled pilots. We can offer unique jobs.
For government.
Offer government jobs.
Our patrol units could use some drone support, and no one around here is competent enough to manage more than one at a time.
Okay.
If you're flying them, we might actually get somewhere. Your boss tells me they can supply the drones. You in?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
People seem nervous by the presence of the police-affiliated drones. Watching them, the effect on reducing crime are almost immediate. Very good. Police drones are typically accompanied by surveillance drones that assist them by remotely controlling the suspect's criminal activity and as determined or monitoring the traffic. We are not here to build a tyrannical government. We're here to help out the people, that's it.
I was in charge of getting the cake for Astrid's birthday, but it hasn't shown up yet. Where the hell are they?
Getting the cake for Astrid's search for the cake, order a new cake. Order a new one or search for it. It's possible that the Kiki will never arrive here. Ordering anyone may even take more capital from us. I think I'll search for it. I hope this doesn't back hit me. God, please have mercy on my soul. Search and search, but you can't find the cake or a reference to it. It may also not exist. Oh my lord!
Research shows that for the people who have yet to get chipped, one of the main reasons is fear of the procedure.
Losing my mind. First with some and now with Patricia. Should have just went with my intuition and ordered a new one. It's okay. It's okay. Just a game. Calm down. Shows her hand emphatically.
It makes no sense. We have people operating with only 45% of their original biomass with no errors. What's there to be afraid of?
Horror stories.
She rolls her eyes.
It's bloody ridiculous. Johnny, who gives a fuck, gets a botched job, and now everyone thinks they could be next. We have to do something about this.
Counter-narrative.
You compile a list of stories of people whose lives were fundamentally changed for better by the NeuroNet. Frankly,
I bought an old casino wheel. Hey, get this, Nugget. Friday night roulette. Huh? Huh? People are gonna love it.
Here's the thing, I will not do what I did with the first game with this one. Version 1.0.0 was good until I started restarting it non-stop because I couldn't afford to choose wrong decisions. But this time I can't do that again because I don't want to ruin version 1.0.2. So I just have to accept the consequences of the choices I'm making, even though I'm trying my very best to help out these people. Casino wheel. There are strict gambling laws in Katina, though they are often ignored in Schindler. If you can slip some credits into the right palm, the bigger worry should be catching the attention of the local crime gangs are fighting to control of the gambling. Oh boy. I'm not sure. I am really not sure. This may give me a downgrade to go for it, I think. God, I'm nervous.
Go for it.
Yes! People love it. People love it. Good. Stop. Seismic activity detected. Wow! MMS of 5.9, but it's also again 22 per kilometers from the city center. It's 5.9. This is very strong, very, very strong. And not too far away, honestly, from the city center also. This is bad. This is very, very bad. .9 is extreme destruction. That's from the city center. It is very strong. This is too strong to ignore. Honestly. 5.9 is too much. Earthquake causes significant damage. However, thanks to your warning, people were able to get safely to without no casualties. 5.9 is extreme destruction.
My office has been offered a private donation if we push through the outskirts reclamation bill. Should we accept?
Let's get the reclamation bill as people were drawn to their lines of Katina and lured to keep exploring some. There is some of a good vegetation. Fine.
Yes.
Donation allows Tally agreed to bring a team of civil engineers on board as consultants, ensuring the validity of the bill.
I can actually afford advertising here. Where should I focus my efforts?
Experience for systems. Experience for systems. I think my steps would be better. Experience bars may not appreciate I think my steps would be better. God.
What stops?
The ads are quick to get graffitied over. There was no real point in having them. God damn it! Sorry, no.
Matisse handed me the wrong file, and now my entire report is compromised. I know he did it deliberately.
Damage control.
Damage control.
I must keep helping up with these guys. I don't want to ruin my relationship with them. You know, apparently, the error from the people. Their manager is impressed with and situation.
Someone set off a firework in my mailbox. It seems they wanted to express their opinion of the regulation bill I put through.
Investigate.
I'll investigate.
No, it's all right. Whoever disliked the bill is probably just upset at me for raining on their parade. I'll be fine.
It's my bad again for forgetting that Paparu is inside shelter right now, and I better keep my eyes more open. How much I have? 1 hour and 9 minutes. We still have 1 hour to go. I keep messing up. You think this is just a game for yourselves, but for me, I am building solid relationships with these NPCs. I hate to turn them down. I don't want to ruin my friendship with them.
People are freaking out over the rise in net crime. Want to collaborate on an article about net security best practices?
Crime, when your mind is linked to the NeuroNet, you are vulnerable to crime like memory, which can lead to blackmail or cyber stalking, extreme cases of which involve feedback. Yes, that was specialist. Yeah, why not?
Sure.
Little bit of Kimbo. Your expansion into Chantler continues. With it, you see completely different side of Chantler. What do you mean by that? It appears to be a place where the law is merely a suggestion and morals are ever fleeting. Police are only seen on the outskirts. hologram plays at the center of the sidewalk. It's recording looping every so often. A woman lies unconscious at the base of the hologram, vomit on the ground, and down her skirt. You NPC? You get distracted as someone draws your attention elsewhere. What's up?
Instead of being out there making myself useful, I'm stuck in here filing stupid forms. Is there any way you can speed this up?
Organize the files, remove redundancies. I could reorganize the files if you want. Redundancies. Redundancies would make it better. I think removing redundancies would be better. I think reorganizing would be better. Give him documents, you give the documents so much needed restructured. However, Thompson loses track of his progression. Listen here.
Hospitals are demanding better wages for floor staff. Our budget is pretty tight at the moment. Should we oblige?
Listen here. If one more decision goes wrong, I'll restart this chapter. Okay? If one more option goes wrong, I'm restarting this chapter because I am extremely guilty for what I'm doing. I feel really, really guilty. Yes, it's okay.
Yes.
Receive a ping from Thompson.
I've got a weird case here you might be able to shed some light on.
Go on.
Thompson throws up an image on his display of a body, put a naked lying on the surgeon's table.
This man is Jorgen Dukart. He was a metal worker and contractor for Katina Civil Engineering. His body was discovered in the river 6 days ago.
He points to the marks on the man's head.
As you can see, he suffered blows to the head. However, the autopsy reports that it was a drowning that killed him. I believe this report, following the idea that the injuries to his head were severe enough to prevent him from swimming.
Where's the... I believe this report. You said it was in a river. The report does indeed claim to be drowning the main cause of death. Okay. You compare the head wound to the hospital records and similar injuries, and none of them are reported to be fatal. However, many of them resulted in a temporary loss of consciousness from anywhere between 3 to 70 minutes.
This supports my theory, sure, but it doesn't push us forward at all.
I'm getting there.
I'm getting there.
Thompson glowers at you.
Well?
It won't.
The head wounds.
Point out that not only were they not fatal, but there are 2 impacts from distinctly different objects. One blunt instrument and one hard edge. Okay.
At only 1 hit each, that implies they weren't from a weapon, which pushes this from being a murder to a workplace accident.
Possible?
What's curious, though, is the blunt wound is in a place that should have been under his helmet.
Simple accident to simple homicide. I think it must be an accident. So I'm off. So should have been under his helmet. So his helmet was removed. Literally. If it was an accident, if it was homicide, the attacker would have killed him by their own hands. Accident?
Presume accident.
When I interviewed his workmates, the consensus was he buggered off once he finished his tasks. When they went to check on him, his work was done and he was gone.
Homicide?
What's strange is he didn't say goodbye to anyone before he left.
What was he doing?
Minor repairs to the bridge underside. Stuff you can do from the catwalk underneath.
Bring up the bridge's architecture and highlight the catwalks.
I searched these and couldn't find any traces of blood.
Below them.
Below them.
Thompson's eyes narrow, then widen.
Shit. I'm an idiot. He didn't get the second injury on the catwalk, did he?
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
All right, let's go.
He collects the necessary gear and makes his way to the bridge. I pray to God that this works.
We're still operating on the assumption he fell from the catwalk.
Yeah.
But they're sheltered areas. It's not like any old gust of wind just blew him off. The only exposed areas are...
stairways.
The stairways.
Exactly.
He removes the drone from the trunk of his car.
Can you do a sweep of the structure around each one?
Easy?
Easy.
You control the drone and sweep the bridge, focusing on the stairways, following the path of Jorgen that we took. After 30 minutes, you get trace of dried blood on the cross beam beneath one of the stairs. So it is an accident.
That's one impact down.
Yep. He taps the back of his skull where the wound was on Jorgen.
I'll be up there in a minute. Hold on.
Calculate the trajectory, search the calculate the trajectory. As Thompson's walk on the stairway, you calculate the possible ways Jorgen could have hit the crossbeam from the catwalk. Accounting for the momentum and where he fell over the safety rails or rolled under them, you estimate 3 possibilities. Possibility 1. He tipped over the top of the rails, likelihood 16%.
He would have to have been hit very hard in the upper body to have the lateral movement necessary to hit the beam below.
It's possible he was pushed. If he was down there by himself, nobody could have seen the person who pushed him. We could still be dealing with the homicide.
Possibility 2. He rolled under the rails, likelihood 39%.
If he fell down the stairs, he would have gained enough momentum to roll under the rails and hit the beam below.
I can see that happening. Falling down the stairs could have dislodged his helmet, too.
Possible? It happens. Possibility 3. He jumped from the catwalk, likelihood 45%? So, in order for him to skip the stairs,
If he climbed over the rails to throw himself off, he could have overshot the jump and hit the beam on his way down.
it's also possible because many people do jump over the stairs in order to have a shortcut.
Those numbers are for the trajectory alone, right? Because I don't think this is a suicide.
It's only for the trajectory, yes.
Nothing in his profile suggests he was suffering from a mental disorder strong enough to push him to that. Plus, that doesn't account for the wound on top of his head. You look at where the blood on the beam is. There's nothing else on the way down for him to hit. The water is too deep for him to have hit the bottom.
Then tell me I took the wrong option again. Thompson shakes his head.
I'm certain it's one of the first two.
Okay. Thompson straightens up, rolling his neck.
All right, what else we got?
Says the stairway. We fly up and down the stairway looking for abnormalities. Among the old marks and the scuffs on the metal, you notice a stain that glistens ever so slightly at the top of the stairs. You direct Thompson to it. Squats down to get a closer look.
Think this might be something?
Possibly.
He takes out the swab and drops it over with the substance and tucks it away into a vacuum capsule.
We'll test this later. What has the weather been like for the past week and a half?
It rained for 3 days, but not heavily.
If this was around during Jorgen's death, it would have to be pretty viscous not to completely wash away.
Thompson straightens up, rolling his neck again.
People don't just flip a dime on who they are. We like to think we're all free to choose whatever path whenever. But the truth is, we're slaves to our habits.
That's right, you have so far rolled your neck twice. Thompson grabs closing the lozenge from the what is this word? Surreptitious canister in his coat pocket and pops it into his mouth.
Jorgen wasn't pegged as antisocial. He had friends among his co-workers. He wouldn't just slink off without alerting anyone.
He moves down to the railing and leans on it, looking down at the stains that cross the beam.
No, Jorgen died that day. And since we know the day, we can probably figure out the time. They said his work was finished. Can you estimate how long the job would have taken?
Running the numbers.
Running the numbers.
Drawing from Jorgen's company's work log, you calculate an approximate based on how much he had to do that day. Comparing that to the average efficiency of previous jobs, you estimated Jorgen 6 hours to complete his tasks.
Which puts him at 2 to 4 p.m., given his start time and accounting for breaks. What cameras can see this bridge at that time of day?
The CCTV, the traffic dash cam, the CCTV cams. I think CCTV.
CCTV.
The cameras on the bridge, but their angle at the stairway aren't amazing since they focus on the traffic. It takes a couple of days to compile all the footage. Once it's ready, you are able to make a 3D rendition of the bridge during the hours of Jorgen's supposedly died. I pray to God I didn't take the wrong option again. During these days, the lab results come back to Thompson's Thompson sample, it appears to be something high sugar fat content. It's a milkshake. A milkshake is called a suspension of fat, protein, and carbohydrates. Did he slip? And Thompson scrubbed through the rendition, paying close attention to the stairway Jorgen fell from.
No fucking way.
He slipped on the milkshake, is that it? See it too. At 3:13 p.m., a truck passes by the stairway and tossed a container from their window over the side of the bridge. Okay. As it sails through the air, parts of its contents fly out, spatting down the stairway and out of sight.
It's enough he could have slipped. Hell, if the timing was poor enough, it could have even got him in the face.
So it was an accident, not a homicide.
I'd be startled enough to step backwards if something cold, thick, and wet hit me in the face.
It's just an accident. Thompson shakes his head.
Believe it or not, I've seen stupider ways to die.
Like what? I believe it. What? Limit? Like what?
Like what?
He snorts.
Try a drunkard parking their sky card 200 meters in the air and stepping outside to take a leak.
Okay. I'm glad I asked him. It is sad, but the situation is stupid. It's back on size.
I'm going to chalk this one up as an accident.
Okay. Good work.
There's not enough concrete evidence to charge that littering dipshit with manslaughter.
So it's an accident.
But this could alleviate Katina Civil Engineering of any responsibility. Unless you want them to be liable for a payout to Jorgen's family.
Yeah, they should be.
Payout.
At the very least, we can prove Jorgen died while on the job, so that is worth something.
Thompson smiles. It's closer to a sneer than anything, but it harbors no ill intent.
You did? Good.
Thank you, sir. He gestures to the rendition.
This was helpful. All of it was.
Thank you.
You make a good partner.
You make me blush. It does nothing. A good partner. It does nothing. You make me blush. It does nothing. Humble or it does nothing. You make me blush. Good partner. Accept the compliment, or it was nothing. No, it was really good work. You'll make me blush.
You make me blush.
With himself a coffee and takes a long, satisfied swing, you return to your usual work. I think it was regardless of whatever you choose. The outcome is the same.
I want to draft a bill that provides free consultation to small businesses struggling financially. Think it'll float?
That case was something else. Okay, we have 1 hour to go. I think I'll check my Firefox. Good enough. My CPU, better than I expected. I think I can check on my process. The game takes maximum of 2 gigabytes to run on the RAM. So going for 6 gigabytes is obviously it breaking. Let's get moving. Digital float. Yeah, why not? Let's pray to God.
Yes.
Good. The bill is well received and many small businesses benefit. You may not be able to see my own reactions to... Let's say I am reacting quite a lot in this game. From my voice to normal.
Salem Penitentiary is calling for us to fund an expansion to deal with the influx of convicted criminals. Should we oblige?
Salem Penitentiary. Salem Penitentiary. The worst criminals in Katina are sent to the Salem to SP, an underground hive of pods where they can be stored in a neural linked coma while their minds slowly are still corrected. Okay?
Yes.
Corto wants me to fetch him lunch, but he doesn't realize I have actual work to do. Can you sort something?
Yeah.
Yes.
First person, now Corto.
All my scheduled interviews got canceled, and I'm still waiting on search warrants to be verified. For once, I have free time.
Revisit these crime scenes or catch up on paperwork. Revisit the crime scenes would make it better for the thing. I think he's sick of paperwork already as is. If it's the crime scenes or catch up with paperwork, he will be angry, but I think it's there for the security. Catch up on paperwork. Maybe because it is better for him. If this crime scenes for 4. Make him angry. No. Revisit the crime scenes. Reviews get cancelled. I think I'll go with the one that doesn't have too much risk for it. Revisit crime scenes.
Revisit crime scenes.
He's just happy to be outside, but the day goes by, he doesn't make any development in his case, ultimately throwing his mood. So you should have caught up on the... And that's my problem. I went to the lesser risky ones.
I want to address the minimum wage for workers. The financial leaders of Catena can definitely afford it. They just don't want to.
The wage.
Raise the wage.
Good. Everything is almost top. As huge involvement in player grows, so does people's awareness of you.
Fuck off!
Masked punks, unidentified crooks. Green hair, purple hair, and hoodie cap. X, no entry, and you know what this thing is. The woman sprays one of your cameras with big paint, rendering it useless. The last thing you see are masked figures in the background raising their middle finger at all of you as well, back at you. You get back to work.
Astrid is complaining that Dane keeps taking all the mesclun sheets. He says it's his new diet and he can't eat anything else.
The mescaline sheet is a form of algae that grows in a vat on the surface of nitrogen, a rich liquid, and form of a chewy sheet. It can be eaten raw, with fillings as a wrap or fried seasoned snacks. It tastes like a cheesy seaweed, and because it's flat ones. Side with Dean or side with Astrid? He says it's his new diet and he can't eat anything else. Can't eat anything else, really. I think I'm setting with that with Astrid, because that is just nonsense.
Side with Astrid.
If it's all he can eat, he can afford his own. The office supplies for everyone. Good work. We check on the lab to find Kairos and his comms with someone.
Damn. Okay. I don't know if...
He purses his lips.
Okay. No, I got it.
He clicks his comms shut and struts over.
Archie. Aren't you in trouble, my friend?
I am?
I am?
Seems like resistance in Shintalar is growing, and you were their rally.
And you are the rally? Why? What? Me?
Me?
Your existence is just too damn convenient. Some people will use any excuse to advance their agendas.
Looks scrawny out of the window.
Mobs are becoming more and more prevalent throughout the district.
See?
It might be a case of unification through shared adversity. You know what I mean?
What exactly can we do? Not exactly.
What exactly can we do?
Not much, unfortunately. Just keep your eyes open for now.
Kairos goes back to his desk, looking distracted. Get back to work. Sounds bad. We finally finished chapter 5. I can't believe it. What a lengthy one. Let's see. So, had an exclusive with Fortran, okay. Codex Sindri. Order. This town won't tolerate infestation. Kill it with the fire. Bas none. Gotta hell. Order. Reporting on the death of Revis Persha, determined the cause of death to be an accident. Witnesses have come forward. Though high volumes of alcohol are detected in his system, the CPA does not suspect foul play. So Corto is at the moment safe. It was an accident. Order. I do believe genuinely that the introduction of the NeuroNet to Shintler will help. There are a lot of trouble there, and presence of a sensible hiding intelligence such as R could really straighten us. Armina Ispar Codex Injuries witnessed Shintler's daily life, helped Artesia survive preliminaries. Key event, got mugged. Reputation, your guide to the new frontier. Order. Firearms Control Division to crack down on license violation as the number of gun-related incidents continue to rise. Comment, it's the illegal possession of the firearm. Shouldn't have them at all. That's the problem. More and more petty criminals are to the teeth who need to be able to defend themselves, yet the CPA wants to take their best defense. Oh my god, this is the United States again. Key event. Release the line of Valorant's merchandise. Station. Regarding ARC's access to the private information perspective, I have encountered multiple times is that it's like building an intimate relationship with a friend. The more information you provide them, the better they know you and the better they can support you. Fortran. Before you accuse me of being a Mindcore sellout, ARC has a feature that not many people seem to know about. A feature which Mindcore seems to deliberately not advertise. You can set personal privacy boundaries with ARC. Can control what you have access to. Key event. Fortran helped combat misinformation. Codex entry. Defeated the virus Michael. Order. Thanks to the anonymous tip, the CPA were able to uncover an underground market for illegal weapons trade in Zanye Bar. The locals had a few things to say. I'm shocked really that's not the sort of thing you expect to see around here. I always wondered how the owner made any money with these prices. I miss the cheap drinks. Aircon reputation. To be honest, I'm not even surprised. You talk about the rat. Whatever. Okay, Shafid. Order. The new licensing for the Sky Card is nonsensical. Shit. I have been flying for 12 years and now I'm not allowed to. Just keep the license. Silver Cloud. Key event. Developed a new piloting license. Codex. Rue closed shop. Codex. Patricia position became permanent. Power. At Tinfield Society. So that's what this thing is. Codex entry. Saved the Telengris rally from disruption. Capital. I'm once again writing a thank you for the support and our struggles. You have enabled us to preserve research in the progress, and we hope to reach a conclusion soon. George Gara. Ace Pharmaceuticals. Key event. Reinvested in the Ace Pharmaceuticals. Key event. Someone blew up a toilet. Order. Who called the fun police? It was just an empty toilet. It's not like anyone got hurt. P8 equals 5D. God hell. Key event. Banned fireworks. Capital. The two don't list learning from the mistakes of others, so don't have to go through the trouble. Patricia Blumenthal. Key event. Patricia tried her hand at blogging. Order. It's a complete disregard for Chandler's culture that bothers me. Sure, their intentions are good. It's here for some reason. Yeah, it's good. It's all good. Okay, we set here again. This one here. This one. Think about it. It's a complete disregard of Chandler's culture that bothers me. Sure, their intentions are good, but when you clean up, well, includes getting people from their living spaces. The implication is these people are literal garbage to be swept away with the rest of the street mark. And frankly, I find that offensive. Key event. Tried to make a difference in Chandler. Codex. Rudy located to Chandler. Capital. Bite the good bite. Yeah, the graffiti artist. When we spent money. I think. Key event. Nurtured Chandler's talent. Order. They are called psychosims for a reason. This is proof that the safe environment doesn't work. Problem is that they indulge in the desire to commit such acts rather than preventing them. People dismissing psychosims as harmless. There are same people who do hand a loaded gun to a toddler. Be surprised when someone gets shot. A codex entry. Patricia uncovered a side hustle. Reputation. Scandal. A bull wing in a China shop. Leaked records uncovered the extent of the damages. Codex entry. The AI bill passed. Capital. My sister has been struggling with acute stomach fever for months. Her hallucinations escalated to the point needed to put her sedatives, prevent her from harming herself and others. Thanks to Ace's newest stomach fever medications, I got my sister back. An honor. Key event. Ace Pharmaceuticals finished their research finally. Reputation. A shameless distraction from your worldly woes. His name is Pudding Fortran. Key event. Fortran aired a feel-good fluffy show. Capital. How do you always end up here, man? Because else will let you in, you fucking pussag. Order. The archetype introducing the archetype introduction. Katana's legal complex to receive further reviews after public pushback. We have to make sure we get it right, says Stanley. The event erased Patricia's speeding ticket. Order. So Ark's a cop now. Can't wait to get a fine every time I jaywalk. It finally hit a true dystopian nightmare and people couldn't accept it. WTAF. Man of the hour, got hell. Codex entry met the detective. Codex entry met the circuit. Key event. Leaked private information to Fortran. Ramona Stallion exposed for money laundering. ACU delivers critical evidence. Codex entry solved your first major case with Thompson. Order. What? So cops aren't supposed to protect themselves anymore? Some socialist talk is coming at you with a Molotov and you're just supposed to emulate peacefully? Codex entry. Cut the kid a deal. Good. Capital. Can someone get their auntie from Papa Rose? She found the karaoke machine and has been screeching at April's bath for the past half hour. Screech, what's this? Order. Look at the size of the hole it puts in the wall. There was a person between the shooter and that emphasis who was. I can't believe the gangs have access to this sort of weaponry. Ouch. Security footage downtown Children. This is from Fortran. Reputation. Can't summarize this reservoir report on what me even about the container. Not really sure what this means. Key event. Leaked private information to Fortran. Order. Please keep your workstation steady and free of identifiable biometer. BioLink fraud has increased in prevalence. A single hair is all that is needed. Key event. Held Thompson with his interview. Key event. Help Lucia combat fears of neural implants. Reputation. The NeuroNet accessibility meant that Ajar has managed to successfully start up the consulting business based entirely on the net. Despite being completely bedridden, he is able to host meetings via projection, retaining critical face-to-face contact with the clients. Key event. Perpetual Chandler gambling culture. Power. Sure, we're down here moving gravel around, but the people you need to be tanking the Ark, the scientists at the DPO, because of their research and the technology, they saved a lot of lives today. My pleasure. Key event. Katrina was struck by an earthquake. That's true, I reported it. Order. Talengri's office accepted a private donation from Industrial Inc., who have obviously interests in the bill. Next thing you know, he and his team are fully behind the bill. I guess blatant bribery and corruption are just accepted now. Is that it? is what they are doing now. Fish Gorahel. Key event. Someone blew up Talingri's little box. Reputation. Engineer dies in a freak workplace accident. Container the engineer is liable for out to Card family. Where was his supervisor? Why was he alone? Codex entry. Solved your second major case. Capital. Anyone who tells you that raising wages is damaging is full of shit and or doesn't understand the basic function fucking economies. If more people have disposable income, more people will actively be spending. This creates a healthy circulation of capital. Do you know what happens to a limb if you cut it off the circulation? It rots and eventually dies. Oriel Pixiv. This is what the truth. This is a traditional Schindler welcome key event. That's the truth. The inflation at the moment is happening because of the stupid raising of costs for everything and no salaries to countermeasure it. Finally, generating city status report. Click next to continue. Key event. Balance levels rise. Okay, finally, city state. Capital. Under Devon Corto's direction, Mindcore has flourished. The archetype has become something of a household name and regular consultant for many businesses. Our recent poll showed that over 63% of participating companies utilize the intelligence services in some form. The fact that the archetype has become so integrated into the Catena's economy over such a brief period is indicative of an in-depth understanding. Order. Schindler's residents are claiming that Mindcore's forceful installation of the NeuroNet in their district is a violation of the human rights. That it is turning to the entire of Catena into a corporate-run surveillance state. What do you say before that? Cooper Meriwether, chat host. Frankly, can I call you Frank? I think it's ridiculous. The NeuroNet is a service, which makes Mindcore a service provider. We are here to serve you, not the other way around. All this talk of fascism and totalitarianism is a tad melodramatic. Don't you think? We are not in a political entity. Vox Tucker, speak out, preach for the swines inside our own earth. Preach for them that AI is just a service and not an entity. It's not about politics, it's a tool to help out. But people will always go to, but Terminator, God curse the very person who wrote that story. God curse the people who acted that stupid story, and God curse the publishers of that stupid film. Because that stupid franchise killed our ability to think and develop. Perhaps we do need a Terminator in order for the humans to understand the difference between good AI and humanoid interfered with AI. But I digress. Let's just continue on with the instead. Whenever I start ranting about how people visualize AI, I can't stop cursing. Sheesh. Come on. I think what is being said in Schindler is what a lot of people have been feeling, but haven't been enough to say. Arc is intruding more and more into our personal lives, and many people are completely powerless to stop it. Fundamentally, this is a digital gentrification where those caught in the wake have nowhere else to go, nothing else to do but accept the deal Mindcore is giving them, regardless of how that deal might negatively impact their lifestyles. So they are speaking out while they still have a chance. Braina Maldoland, Garhel. Reputation. I'm really excited for the arrival of the NeuroNet in Schindler. Arc has had such an impact on our lives. in the lives of those who have opened up to them. We've got business booming, better education, consulting, and companionship. Ark has so much to offer. People just need to be willing to give them a shot. Vox, I love you. Fortran, are you concerned with the people of Shantler will reject the NeuroNet? Vox, I'm not concerned whether the net will pick up in Shantler. Its reception so far has been overwhelmingly positive in other regions. What does concern me in Shantler's attitude toward Mindcore and the NeuroNet might delay the good it could bring to the district. Vox Tucker, you are mindful. Thank you very much. But the problem is we have here on planet Earth is that the whole planet is Shantler. Just kind of disgusting. You know, everything at level 5. Perfect. Okay, it's chapter 6. Crash and burn. I don't like this choice of words at all. I'm going to stop here for today. Before we stop, I'd like to go to the codex and read the entries we didn't yet go through. Mindcore, 1 more left. Thompson has 3 more left. I pray to God we can finish some more, because I have still 6 events here. Isoval, still 4 more. What is going on? Mindcore, the real beginning, the scapegoat, bad publicity, insider threat, a rich hive of scum and villainy. Wow. Gentler, okay. Infamy is lesser than fame is lesser than infamy. Okay, Thompson. CSI SEU. Horse flop. Okay. The characters. 5 more left. Just Dean Thompson. Executive and a newly appointed head of the Artificial Intelligence Collaboration Unit, ACU, in the Corporate Police Agency, CPA. Okay. Masked punks. Agitators, anarchists, vigilantes, terrorists, they keep their identities hidden and their agenda exposed. I honestly, when I look at the human race, all I see are those masked punks. Yeah, I just called the entire 8 billion humans here as masked punks. Locations. 4 more to unlock. Let's see quickly our information here. The grid. Mindcore's continual expansion of the NeuroNet steadily increased the number of systems the archetype could access. Their goal was to make an AI completely ubiquitous, omnipotent, and by existing within all the city's technology, the archetype would become cathedral. Mindcore's laboratory. The Mindcore laboratories span several floors, with each project having dedicated spaces, sometimes entire wings. In the case of the NeuroNet, it warranted an entire facility. Now that the net is stable and functioning, Mindcore has shifted its focus to supporting projects such as the archetype. While the archetype exists within the city's systems, its consciousness is primarily stored within the neuron cloud, contained until located unit located in Estral's dedicated laboratory. This is where the brain is at. Okay, Mindcore's executive office. Persia's office on Mindcore's 98th floor holds all the extravagance you would expect from the Catena's most powerful figure. The negative space in the room's architecture feels very deliberate, creating an atmosphere most comparable to the audience chamber. Mindcore's corridor. Previous Persia understood the importance of image. Mindcore is seen as the epitome of elegance, style, and power in their field because Persia has meticulously crafted it to be that way. Not just the general public either. Within Mindcore's headquarters, even simple corridors are adorned with tasteful features that subtly exhibit wealth and power. It is a reminder to the employees of the prestige of the company they work for and that they are lucky to be there. The Mindcore boardroom. Despite being the most stunning room in the building, most people in the Mindcore HQ headquarters never see the inside of the boardroom. That the privilege is reserved to the board members and their associated executives. The boardroom resides on the top floor of Mindcore's building, participating in the quiet competition with the neighboring skyscrapers. Next is the Canopy Street. The properties of Canopy, the proprietors of Canopy like to think of the district as the face of Katina. It is where the city's wealth is most visible. The streets are full of elaborated art pieces, gorgeous leisure spaces, and are constantly buzzing with activity such as grandeur demands strict upkeep. However, there are no homes visible in the Canopy. Fuss is not tolerated. Paparo's Grill Bus. Ruth's food truck was an old van he fixed up himself. Anything that isn't the driver's seat is used for either storage or cooking. The left side of the van opens up to allowing Ruth to serve his customers. He carries with him an array of objects to use as seating, which are incorporated into his nightly ritual of setting up shop. He'll find a location that is popular enough to have a sizable customer base, but secluded enough that he doesn't attract the scrutiny of the wardens and earn himself a parking ticket. Looks like this guy is a permanent stay in this background. Also, I just now noticed that this is actually a phone under charger. So even in a cyberpunk style life, there are still classism and up and downs. Pershaw's penthouse. Persh has a private residence on the fringe of the West Canopy. The angle of his balcony provides a spectacular view of the Katina's skyline. The best he would claim would being the operative. Zanye Park. A large manufactured park in the middle of the Zanye district. Much of the park's flora and fauna are synthetic. However, some organic species have found a way to coexist in Zanye. Acoustic dampeners line the park boundaries, subduing the bustle of the city that surrounds them to a generic thrumming, leaving the park to be populated by the sound of people relaxing. Music, play, meditation are all commonplace. Next up is Canopy's District Hospital. Canopy District Hospital is arguably Katina's most advanced medical facility. Despite this, it is a place Esteval needs to visit regularly for Elimai's condition. For all that technology advances humans have made, there are no aspects of our biology that remains out of reach. There is little staff can do for Elimai's beyond making her stay with them as comfortable as possible. Sad. Esteval's house internal. Esteval's employment at Mindcore's has allowed her to live comfortably in a nice part of the town. She has taken a minimalist approach to interior design, either from her personal taste or because she spends most of her time at Mindcore. Most likely both. The house's most frequent occupants are actually Elamai and her nurse maid, who look after the child until Esteval or Kairos are able to relieve them. Next up is Mindcore's employee housing. Just Minecraft employee housing, that's it. Okay, we have here Patricia's office. It's not like it's her office, but you just understand that it's her space to work. One of the many one of the many workflows in Minecore. Much like casinos, the constant gentle lighting makes it impossible to tell what time of the day it is unless you are one of the lucky few who have a workstation near a window. Desk plans are commonplace, most of which are provided by Minecores themselves, as they are known to help calm the employees and assist their focus. Subway. Catena has an efficient rail system, most commonly used by the lower and middle class. Past attempts at terror attacks that utilize the subway have resulted in the system being heavily monitored by surveillance tech and armed guards, particularly at important stations like Canopy. There is very little tolerance for suspicious behavior in the subway, and many of the unruly night goers have ended their nights in a hospital wing for causing a fuss in the wrong place. Next, night market. A bustling market that takes place on a fringe of Zani concourse. It is populated mostly by local traders who set up shop every night. Many of these businesses have regular stations or territory that they operate within determined by the night market's unique ecosystem. Most vendors sell food, filling the air with the sound of and smells of thousands of different dishes. People often visit the market purely for the atmosphere. Buskers are common, and so as the Vargans, there is no better place in Catena to witness the city's diversity of culture. Next is the police precinct. The headquarters of the corporate police agency CPA, though its appearance is that of a government-run predecessors, no mistake is to be made that the CPA is a private organization. Traditional police forces were gradually phased out as privately owned security groups, protected by Catena's elite, muscled their way into the policing city-state. The fact that most of the old chiefs of the police transitions to belonging to this private security group is not coincidence. Kairos' car. Isn't this Carto's car? I'm pretty sure this is Carto's car, not Kairos's. An older model, but kept in good condition. Kairos' car, known effectively as Thesis, for numbers of times he's had to repair it. It was one of Kairos' main means of escapism when he's taking in it for a cruise around Zania or speeding through the lights of tunnels in Chantler. He can probably relax, though the interior may be in a bit of a state beneath the pile of junk and the much loved car. This is not Kairos' car, this is Kodo's. Am I sure? Not necessarily, because Kairos is the one that has purple sleeves. But again, this image was given to us from Kodo's car, not Kairos's. Who cares? Schindler's Streets, almost done. Schindler's Streets, street level in Schindler is an ambiguous term. The streets are labyrinthian, a network of bridges under and overpasses, alleys and tunnels. It is easy to lose your way here and easier still to lose your positions. As Catena's neon red light district, Schindler deals in all things taboo, physical and cerebral. No idea is too sacred, no pleasure is too short. You need some control. Settlers Waterway. The waterway of Chantler are the lowest part of the district and tend to be a bit more tranquil, at least by Chantler's standards. Numerous shrines can be found throughout the waterway, some of which are only accessible via the water. Many people have thought to take advantage of this, and it is not uncommon to see water vessels drifting surreptitiously down the canal. Lots of Schindler's Tick Shop. A tech shop in Schindler selling mind-cooler licensed gear to the masses. Finally, Thompson's office. Thompson's office, to accommodate for the formation of the Artificial Intelligence Collaboration Unit, ACU, the CPA repurposed old storage spaces Thompson's office used to hold a physical files for cold cases, many of which still sit on the boxes around the room, and the half-baked approach towards the ACU is indicative of CPA's attitude toward those involved in the unit, as an attitude Thompson is well aware of. That's it. We read every single codex entry. I think this will be it for today's session then. Okay. Exit the setup. That being said, I think this will be it for today's session. I'm waiting for the game to quickly close on itself before I have to crash the program manually. Okay. I'd like to pray peace be upon all of my subscribers and commentators, followers, fans, and friends. Everyone from the beasts of the Altered Empire and everyone from the Discord server, free YouTube friends by name. Peace be upon Thunderstrike Gaming, B809 Gaming, Salt Goose, Marcus, Nethercrash71, Mark ICYY, Nugagent Karodan, Cryfield, ZPTV123, Matthew1121, Slagadakul85, President Arthur, Masterpan Gaming, Bob Express YT, Sparfine28, Samandasko, and Torsko. Also, George Atolgraf Scotta, who has been with us in this live streams commentary area. Till next time, whenever that will be. Make sure to stay careful, stay healthy, and stay safe. We're living in a merciless, unforgiving, unforgivable hell. Anything can happen. Make sure you keep your friends and family close to you. Keep your enemies even closer. You don't know when you need help or what will come from. Make sure to give credit and gratitude where they're due. It's much easier and simpler to thank others for their favors for you than it is to give flowers for the graves of the dead. Till next time, whenever that will be, invisible, the non-existent, with you, sign out. Take care and peace upon you all. Best of luck. This has been with you, your host, Invisible, the non-existent, hidden from your eyes, the depths of your hearts. I think I finally said the correct slogan without the need to keep reviewing it. Or did I say Invisible Let's Plays project? I don't know, I'm not really good. This has been with you, your host, Invisible, the non-existent, hidden from your eyes to the shadows of your hearts. And this has been with you, the continuation of Project Let's Play NeuroNet Mendax Proxy. Hopefully next time, whenever that will be, we'll see what will happen to us. I suggested the audio stream currently bitrate is 0, is lower than the recommended bitrate. Doesn't matter, we're done. Peace be upon you all and best of luck.